everyone. Who loves menopause? Anyone? Not me. Menopause can be one of the most difficult and complicated seasons of life. Our product called For Her helps eliminate all menopause symptoms like night sweats, hot flashes, mood disturbances, sleep disturbances, all those fun things. It works for perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause, and it's a blend of plants that are 400 years old that show no side effects like weight gain. So if you would like relief from menopausal symptoms, go to Linda's link. It's an amazing help. See you later.
Hey everybody, what's going on? It's me, Snarky McAllister, aka Linda Paris, and I want to thank everybody who supports my channel. I want to thank all my PayPals who have been with me for the longest time and who really keep me going. And now, of course, there's my coffees who also, and people can comment and send things. And, of course, the mail, which I have viewer mail to do. I'm not going to do it in this video. But it just really, you just don't know how much I appreciate it. That's all. I don't want to go on and on about it because we got a show. We got a really good show. And, so back to the old format for a while. So this is the channel I was talking about. I saw this. This is what attracted, AANON. I thought, well, that's the first letter of the alphabet, and the other one was QAnon. And there happens to be a channel named QAnon, and I believe it comes up in the search. So we'll have to check and find out. But that's what this video is about, AANON right now. And this is what kind of got me over here. Well, first of all, it was the plan to save the world, Q. The final warning, polio and the vaccine, the Q documentary, which I'm going to play some clips out of the Q documentary. This is the one that attracted me, actually. I saw the Q documentary. There is a plan, which I've never wavered from. Never have I doubted, not for 1 second, since this Q operation happened. Because, as I've said, there was a time where I'm like, where are all the patriots? There are no patriots. This was during the Obama administration, when he was planting terror cells all around. Everybody knew he was doing it. He'd ordered 30,000 guillotines. The information was coming out about the FEMA camps and all of this stuff. And I'm like, you know what? Everything started clicking with me big time. And then I'm like, but we don't have any patriots. We don't have any military. Nobody's doing anything about it. It was such a forlorn feeling that I had. And then suddenly this happened. Well, actually, there was an FBI Anon. There was a smattering of Anons from government places. And as you'll see, there is a plan. There has been a plan. But, like every movie where someone escapes from dark forces, the plan has to start somewhere dark, meaning where nobody can see what's going on. Because what happened was there were other plans and those people got killed. And so they had to keep it on the down low. So, there was a smattering of other Anons, but then suddenly there was QAnon. Now, this right here is an extremely good video. All these videos are very well done. Government quality. I really think this is the new version of the QAnon. And so answers will be given on these channels. I think there's going to be more than one channel. And don't ask me how they are dividing it up, but I would think that everybody has their area of expertise, and it's well coordinated, okay? And it's probably a living, breathing thing. They probably change and switch things as, it goes on and people react certain ways. They might tweak it, but I do believe that's what this is. Now, you can prove me wrong if you want to. I'll stand corrected, but right now I'm going with it. And I'm going to show pieces of this documentary. Now, I want to come up here because it says, irregular warfare is warfare. Well, if this isn't irregular war, we are fighting with screaming banshees. I mean, they might as well be chimpanzees, really. I mean, there is no talking to them with wooden heads, it's like talking to a board. They just only know one thing, one chant. Racist, 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 Nazi, 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 Nazi. You can't get anything else out of them. No queso, no sauce, or whatever the hell they were saying. Anyway, irregular warfare, is warfare. Because it's really the most impossible situation anybody could ever find themselves in. And in that regard, we had cognitive dissonance. How can so many people be so stupid? That's what I want to know. Be so low IQ. Be so uncurious. How can a party not want to police their own party and keep bad people out? Because you could say what you want to about the Republicans. And again, I'm an independent. I wouldn't vote Democrat now if you stuck a gun in my face. I wouldn't. I'd laugh. Ha, 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 ha. Kill me now. And I'm deadly serious about that. I'd laugh. Ha, 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 ha. I don't want to die the slow Democrat death. They're dying it now. We can watch. Anyway, there's something very interesting here. It says irregular warfare is warfare. We are at war! Exclamation point. Well, I knew that. I've been screaming that at the top of my lungs. But I believe there is a plan. So I try to tread carefully. But at one point, I was just going full speed ahead. I wanted to know as much as I could find out. So we are at war. Blessed be the Lord, my strength, who trains me, who trains my hands to war and my fingers to fight. We won't stop until victory. But what about this? They usually give the name of it, like it would say youtube.com channels, The Real Snarky or something. This has got this big, didn't Q have a number like this? I don't know if this is the actual number that Q used, but didn't they have an ID like this? So I think it's very interesting anyway. 682,000 views, 33 videos. So I'm going to go ahead and play you a montage of what's in this video so you can see what I'm talking about. I'll leave the link to Anon in the description. Now, what I'm going to post here is just going to be some segments edited together. If you want to see the whole thing, which is over an hour, and I highly advise it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be making my way through all of these. Here's one, the Fed, the Q documentary, polio and the vaccine, the final warning, your wake-up call, insurrection, the plan to save the world, the Hunter, I Am a Soldier, JFK, the Liberation League, the Symphony of Justice. So there's a lot of related subject matter. And that is very interesting avatar. So, so I'm going to leave you with that. And after that, after the montage is over, I will be signing off.
This sounds like political presidential talk to me. And I know people have talked to you about whether or not you want to run. Would you ever?
Probably not. But, you know, I just probably wouldn't do it, Oprah. I probably wouldn't, but I do get tired of seeing what's happening with this country. And if it got so bad, I would never want to rule it out totally.
Who are the white hats officially?
Okay, this goes back to the Q movement kicked off shortly after Kennedy's death, JFK's death in '63, so it's been on for 60 years.
The torch has been passed to a new generation of Americans. In your hands, my fellow citizens, more than mine, will rest the final success or failure of our course. For we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy. Now the trumpet summons us again, a call to bear the burden of a long twilight struggle, a struggle against the common enemies of man, tyranny. Today, no war has been declared, and however fierce the struggle may be, it may never be declared in the traditional fashion. In the long history of the world, only a few generations have been granted the role of defending freedom in its hour of maximum danger. All this will not be finished in the first 100 days, nor will it be finished in the first 1,000 days, nor in the life of this administration, nor even perhaps in our lifetime on this planet. But let us begin. We'll light our country and all who serve it, and the glow from that fire can truly light the world.
As a group of military officers, it determined that if a president could be assassinated, they're in bad shape. And so slowly they started to build up a team of senior officers who decided that something had to happen. Now at some point, they're looking at options as all military officers do when they're planning. And they don't say right and wrong. When they do a plan, they work out what's workable and what's not. Is this workable? Yes. Is this workable? Yes. Is this workable? Yes. Is this workable? So they're looking at workable options to save the United States. One of the options was a military coup d'etat. Literally, just take it over, clean up the filth, and then hand it back to the people. That was rejected, as was when we were looking at it in Australia before we even knew about white hats. We determined that coup d'etat or a violent uprising would create such a wound that it would never be healed, and that's if it succeeded. And if it didn't succeed, then it would give the black hats every opportunity to do what they wanted to do, because the people just didn't believe it. They don't believe it now. After all that's occurred, the people still don't believe there's something odd going on. And so they decided to penetrate the institutions, the universities, the schools, the media, the unions, business, the politics, the judiciary, the constabulary, the military. That's what they did. They penetrated the lot. And so they grew and grew, and they worked undercover, and some had to go work undercover, and undercover's a dirty business because you do the dirty things with dirty people to prove your bona fides. And it's based largely on Marines and Navy. And there are somewhere between 200 and 300 flag ranking officers, which is general rank, Marines and Navy, and other services too, but it's strongly based on the Marines and the Navy. And they've been working behind the scenes to penetrate, understand, and then when the time came, begin to undermine the black hats, the deep state. So that's what it is. That's what Q is.
We're putting together an army to take on this cultural Marxist and economic Marxist war that had been declared a long time ago.
And this last counter-offensive started the year before Trump was elected.
With this strategy, we are calling for a great reawakening of America.
And when there's 200 or 300 generals and admirals, that doesn't mean 200 or 300 people. Each one of those people controls a large swathe of capability, if that makes sense.
We have over 200 generals and admirals supporting us.
And so that means you've got large amounts. And so it's taking time to select the right people that are trustworthy, because undercover work is hugely risky. And that's who it is. That's who's actually doing it. And these guys are just good soldiers that know what's right and what's wrong, what's lawful, what's not. And that's why they have pursued this in a completely lawful way. You can read the Law of War, and that's the rule they're following.
The World Economic Forum, that's the Davos crowd. That's the corporate world. That is the cabal. And as Klaus Schwab has said with his Young Leaders program, that he's got people in every government. Hillary Clinton never, or the Clinton campaign never expected Trump to get as many votes as he received. They were already cheating.
When this country is gone, the rest of the world would follow. The rest of the world would follow. That's the importance of this country.
I will shatter the deep state and restore government that is controlled by the people and for the people.
Evidently, the Supreme Court separated the federal role of president and separated the commander-in-chief of the military. And because Congress did not respond to several of his executive orders and declaring a national emergency, he turned it over to the military. Now, one thing is really important to know. There are only about 7 people, and then you've got the generals in the military, but there are only 7 people who are not part of the military that really know what's going on.